York City, 1975. The Barbizon Hotel, once a glamorous residence for actresses, models, and journalists, stood tall on East 63rd Street. But behind its elegant facade, it held a chilling secret that would remain unsolved for nearly 50 years. In August of that year, Ruth Harding, a 79-year-old former actress turned journalist, lived alone in a modest 11th floor suite. Reserved, private, but always dignified, Ruth seemed invisible to most of the world. On the night of August 9th, Ruth was seen for the last time in the hotel lobby, carrying a leather-bound notebook she always kept close. Hours later, she vanished behind the doors of her suite, never to be seen alive again. The next morning, silence surrounded room 1123. When staff entered, they found Ruth lifeless on the floor. No signs of forced entry, no theft, only the missing notebook. NYPD detectives arrived, baffled. There was no struggle, no fingerprints, no motive. The case seemed more like a vanishing act than a crime. Neighbors remembered Ruth as polite, almost secretive. She dined alone, spoke rarely, and never invited visitors. Yet whispers soon spread. She was investigating something before she died. That missing notebook became the heart of the mystery. What secrets did Ruth uncover? And why did it disappear the night she died? Detectives questioned hotel staff. The doorman remembered Ruth returning just before midnight. But oddly, he swore he saw a man in a gray overcoat following her inside. A man no one else seemed to recall. The manager insisted no strangers entered. Guest logs were clean. Cameras. In 1975, there were none. That shadowed figure became the first ghost in the mystery. In Ruth's room, detectives noticed something else. On her desk, a single typewritten page lay unfinished. The words, "If anything happens to me, look inside." The line ended abruptly. What was she trying to say? Look inside what? A box? A journal? Or the very walls of the hotel? That question haunts investigators to this day. The newspapers picked it up for a week, branding it the Barbizon mystery. Yet after a few headlines, the city moved on. Decades passed. The Barbizon was renovated, turned into luxury apartments. Room 1123 became just another address. Ruth Harding's name faded into dust. But in 1998, a demolition crew working in the basement uncovered a hidden compartment. Inside, an old water-damaged notebook with Ruth Harding's initials. The notebook contained cryptic notes, typed and handwritten, names of city officials, dates, and one repeated phrase, "They are watching me." The discovery reignited whispers. Had Ruth uncovered corruption, or perhaps a scandal buried within New York's elite? If so, someone had gone to great lengths to silence her. A retired detective claimed the notes matched details from an unsolved bribery scandal of the era. Could Ruth's death have been linked to powerful figures she dared to expose? But the strangest part, the hotel guest book from 1975 was missing the page for August 9th. Every other page intact. Only that single day erased. Was it coincidence or deliberate erasure? Someone wanted August 9th wiped from history. Someone who knew Ruth's story. Former residents of the Barbizon still recall whispers of a man in a gray coat. Some swore he returned in the weeks after Ruth's death, asking questions, then vanishing forever. Others believed Ruth herself still roamed the halls, an unsettled spirit guarding her secrets. Tenants reported hearing typewriter keys clicking in the dead of night, long after the machines were gone. Historians tried piecing together her life. A once promising actress in the 1920s, she turned to journalism, often covering corruption in New York's political scene. If her past work angered the wrong people, perhaps her final investigation pushed too far. But who, after decades, would fear the words of a 79-year-old woman? The Barbizon Hotel remains glamorous today, its wealthy residents largely unaware that a mystery lingers within its walls. A case filed, unsolved, and quietly forgotten. But for those who know the legend, Room 1123 is no ordinary suite. It is a locked chapter of history, hiding a truth that refuses to surface. Who was the man in the gray coat? What was in the missing notebook page? And why did Ruth Harding's warnings stop mid-sentence? Even now, investigators, historians, and true crime enthusiasts piece together clues, but none can answer the haunting question: why Ruth? Perhaps the Barbizon mystery was never meant to be solved. Perhaps it was a warning, buried deep in New York's glittering facade, where secrets are currency and silence is survival. Nearly 50 years later, Ruth Harding's story lingers like a shadow in the city that never sleeps. Was she silenced for what she knew, or was her death a forgotten tragedy? One thing is certain: Room 1123 holds answers we may never see. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe.